limited formal meeting tonight, so we're going to jump right into our public hearing. Item B1 is the Northwest Quadrant Project Area Creation Plan. We aren't doing it. Limited formal meeting tonight. This one wasn't on the annual calendar. We added it fairly recently, and so we have no Pledge of Allegiance. We have no questions to the mayor from the council. We're just getting right into the public hearings. So I don't have any cards yet for B1. Oh, but I do. And first, we will be so lucky to hear from JT Martin. And actually, JT's the only card I have on item B1. So if anyone else wants to speak to it, come on up, JT. If anyone else, one more, two more. After JT, Lance, please. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Council. It's a pleasure to be here this evening with you and the administration, staff, and council.
JT, will you pull that mic up a little so we can hear you better?
How's that? Better?
That's even better. That's great.
Okay. Anyway, great being with you this evening. The reason I'm here is twofold, severalfold, is sitting in your seat several years ago, the PRI, or the LDS Church, came to the council to ask for some rezoning for residential for the Northwest Quadrant. And I have to be honest with you, prior to that, I never even thought about the Northwest Quadrant. It was just a flat place, and I think there was a cow or two walking through it. I became absolutely fascinated with the opportunities that were there. Also, was intrigued by the amount of public input that was there. One of the biggest concerns was from the Audubon Society and other folks saying, whatever you do, please don't put residential, because we know that this area is going to be developed, but residential has one of the biggest harms to fowl, and that is through domestic animals, cats and dogs. So as you look at this, keep that in mind, that cats and dogs decimate fowl and areas. So this area that you guys are looking at, every administration, every council has legacy projects. When I was around, it was probably the one that surfaced to the top was the City Creek Center. This is yours, the Northwest Quadrant. This is not a city issue. This is not a county, a regional, a state, even a western. This is a world-wide issue, and the world, at least from Asia over here, is looking to see what we do in this area. I wish you the best. I ask you to put your personal biases aside, which I know you do. Every one of you, I know you do, but it's important to do that.
Time.
This is going to take some very good thinking through, and I guess I get another opportunity to finish my thought.
I have your other card here. We'll hear from you again. Thank you, JT.
Many thanks.
Lance Bolin, followed by John Birkinshaw.
Council, thank you. I'm Lance Bolin, President and CEO of Clementa Group. I just want to stand before the body today and just say thank you for the ability to form a partnership and to be able to talk with the city and the staff and all the wonderful help we've received to get to this point. And we're excited, to say the least, about the opportunity that is the Northwest Quadrant. And this creation of this area plan is a great step forward for us to be able to partner effectively to get this development going in the direction it needs to go. Obviously, this is not going to happen overnight. This is going to take many, many years of hard work, and we're excited about the basis of the partnership and the framework we've established with the city, and just want to thank you for your leadership and guidance to get us to this point this far. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bolin. John Birkinshaw is the final card I have on this particular item.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. On behalf of Rio Tinto, I'd like to make a general statement about, and echoing off what JT said, is the Northwest Quadrant of Salt Lake City is a very, very unique and important spot within our community. And it's essential that we care for it with, the vision that is necessary. We worked extensively with the NGOs, thinking about how we could balance that conservation area with the development, and that's something that we really do have a lot of stake in, reputationally, that's honored on a going forward basis. So making sure that we respect that, and then we also think about what the value of the development area is to the community. We are thrilled to have the opportunity to work with the city. The mayor's staff has been exceptional. We see that this is really once in a lifetime opportunity, and we want to work with the city. We want to make sure that we get this right. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Birkinshaw. If there's no one else to speak to this particular item, I'll look for a motion on this public hearing.
Madam Chair, I'd like to, I move the council close the public hearing, suspend the rules, and approve an ordinance adopting the Northwest Quadrant Community Reinvestment Area Project Area Plan and Public Benefits Analysis, and a resolution authorizing approval of an interlocal agreement between Salt Lake City Corporation and the Redevelopment Agency for the Northwest Quadrant Project Area.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Johnston, second by Councilmember Kitchen. Is there any discussion to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes unanimously with Councilmember Rogers absent. Okay, so our second public hearing is on the Northwest Quadrant Development Agreements, and I have one card of JT Martin. I think I saw another orange card floating around out there. So JT, why don't you come up, and Lance, I have a feeling you're next. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Okay. This can be done, members of the council and the mayor. This can be done in a way that is positive and productive for everyone. I'm in the mitigation business of mitigating bad things, and I know that the first part of mitigation is prevention and a plan for containment. Don't say something can't be done because you're worried about a spill or some kind of hazard that way, because everything that we do in life has risk to it, and this area is obviously a very sensitive area, but it can be done. I implore you to look and think what needs to be in place. If they want to do this, if they want to do that, what needs to be in place to protect the environment? What needs to be, what equipment needs to be there, what personnel? And with that kind of mindset, I know we can get where everyone needs to be. Lastly, the Northwest Quadrant, when I was here, was considered to be from the shore of the lake down to Decker Lake area, quite a bit south, and I think it still technically is that way. And I hope that there's a lot of action going on south of I-80, and it's a very appropriate place for a lot of activities that need to happen in that area. And please look at it and encompass it into your thoughts for RDA and for other kinds of incentives to help. In full disclosure, I do have property there. My family has property, so I just want you to know that is not meant to be self-serving, but I guess it is. But it is an important area. Please consider what needs to happen on the south side of I-80 in order for the north side to be fully functional. Thank you again for your time. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Lance Bullen, would you mind speaking to us next, followed by Brian Stevenson?
So I wanted just to talk quickly about the creation of the proposed development agreement and having the working relationship and rapport with the mayor's staff and the attorneys and people who are in charge of seeing this come to pass. It's been a really good working environment. It's been exceptional to get to this point. The development agreement is basically establishes a framework and a structure that allows us as the development community to kind of know what the rules are for the next 20 years. And the reason why this is so much different than another, acre site in the city is literally this could be decades in the making. And so the type of investment, the type of dollars that need to be put into infrastructure, the type of long-term planning that we're talking about are going to span well beyond just any one person's tenure at the city. And so this development agreement establishes a basis and a framework that gives us this game plan that we can all kind of say, okay, here's how this is going to work for an extended period of time, so that the types of groups that would come to invest their money into this location in participating in this global supply chain feel like they can take that risk and spend the hundreds of millions of dollars that need to be spent in order for this to become a really special logistics center and a logistics park on the global supply chain for the entire country. And so that to me is kind of why this development agreement is so essential and why it's necessary to get the framework right, and so that we can, once and for all, have this overall structure that gives us the way to move forward as a planner and as a partner with the city to be able to plan this out and do it in the right way so that we're not rushing to just talk about 1 acre and how that 1 acre can be developed. It's really about master planning this whole sector, the whole sector of this town. So anyway, that's kind of my comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bullen. Brian Stevenson, followed by John Birkinshaw.
Hello, Council. My name is Brian Stevenson. I want to just echo a few things that have been said so far by JT and by Lance. And my comments mostly revolve around what this can be, and I'm 100% in support of the Northwest Quadrant being developed, but also especially being developed in the right way. As Lance alluded to, it's a unique point of time for the Northwest Quadrant and for the state, frankly, and for Salt Lake City, is we have this land that has been kind of set aside and undevelopable for so long, and now we have a chance to do it the right way. But that right way, as Lance said, is a 25 to 30 year horizon, and looking at how can we make this work, and what is the business environment, the investment environment, real estate environment going to be 25, 30 years from now. And I think a lot of that should include and will include more innovation, more e-commerce, more logistics, more connectivity to ports and places of transit and getting goods to and from the coast to the middle of the state, in which Utah happens to be right in the middle of. And so I am, along with everybody has spoken already, been very impressed with the city and with the staff and the meetings that we've had, and it's very encouraging to know there's leadership here. And so a vote of confidence absolutely for me, and I would just encourage everybody to continue to do what we're doing and make sure this is done the right way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stevenson. John Birkinshaw, and that's the final card I have on this item.
Thank you one more time. At Rio Tinto, we think a development agreement is a tool that can really provide some certainty not only to the city but also to us. And we've used them in the past where an expansive amount of time is spent visioning a particular project. And the development agreement provides that opportunity to actually lock that down. Now, we realize that over the coming years, decades, and so forth, that thinking will change, innovations will come into play that we'll respond to. And we're open to working with the city through amendments and such, but we think the base foundation needs to be had today, that we can collectively agree on really what we're shooting for, and then have that as our primary path forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you. That's the final card I have on this one. I'll look for a motion on this public hearing.
Madam Chair, I move the council close this public hearing.
Second?
I have 3 seconds. I've got a motion by Councilmember Kitchen and a second by Councilmember Fowler. Is there any discussion to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes. Okay, we have no potential action items. We're not doing comments. And so we have one item of new business, a resolution, Arts for All pilot program. And I think someone's going to make a motion.
Yes, I move that the council suspend the rules and approve the resolution authorizing approval of the Arts for All program at the Eccles Theater.
I have a motion by Councilmember Wharton, a second by Councilmember Luke. Is there any discussion? Okay, I just got to give a shout out to Kyle Lamalfa for going out on a limb and building the momentum with the council at the time to put that fee on the tickets. That 50 cents has grown into supporting a 1% for the arts at the Eccles, and I'm so proud of what, I think it really speaks to what a council member can do. And this is an incredible thing that's going to allow, about 10,000 people in the next 6 years to go see Broadway shows at the Eccles, and I think that's fantastic. So With that, let's vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes unanimously. That's it. We have no unfinished business tonight. Thank you for being with us.
Madam Chair, consent
Oh,
agenda.
we have one more thing, sorry.
Okay, everybody that was in the room before is still in the room, so that's good. Go ahead and reconvene and consider the consent agenda.
Do we need to change, do we just reconvene? I just say we're reconvening. I'm sorry, we are reconvening this formal meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to have a little quiet in the room because we're not quite done. Sorry, I said we were done, but we're not quite done. Thank you.
So you just need the consent agenda.
It's not
Madam
on
Chair-
our, it's on the next page.
Madam Chair, I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I've got a motion to approve the consent agenda by Councilmember Johnston and a second by Councilmember Luke. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. And now, we're adjourned.
Thank you.
It really seemed like there'd be some. I forgot.